It is an empty promise by the president because, listen to me, I mean, we did a commission of inquiry. What was already a commission of inquiry that cost the country millions of dollars.
Yeah.
And then this whole shenanigans, this wrongdoing followed it. And the people implicated were the Minister of Justice and Attorney General's chambers.
Yeah.
And you want to go and do another special audit, you want to go and do a National Assembly? I have no problem with the National Assembly looking into the actions by the executive. It's appropriate and that they should do.
Yeah.
But let's ask ourselves. Let's say the National Assembly goes and do, by the way, let's not forget that it's this same president who calls audit report just an opinion, huh?
Yes.
Remember, it's this same president. So what would, let's say a special audit has been done into all of these things. Just like other special audits have been done that didn't lead to any action. What will this special opinion, because as far as he's concerned, this is just an opinion. Is this president himself who said that?
Who said, yes, he did.
Now, if the National Assembly goes and does a report and does investigation, let's give them the benefit of the doubt that they do everything correctly. Let's ask ourselves, what are the next expected subsequent steps, right? In order for actual justice things to be done, it has to be the executive basically launching an investigation or initiating some prosecution against some people.
Yeah.
Because the commission is not a prosecuting body, nor is the audit a prosecuting body, or the National Assembly. But this government failed in doing that responsibility for 6 whole years, and nothing prevented them from doing that. We have a lot of audit reports that implicated a lot of people and no actions were taken. So that promise by the president is an empty promise. It's meaningless. Nobody should hold out any hope for it. If anything was going to happen and the government was going to take a lead and showing responsibility and making sure that there's transparency and justice, that would have happened over the past 6 years. The fact that it didn't happen means that this government has no seriousness in doing that. And the president's words on this are completely empty.
When I spoke to Mahdi right after the president's speech, and I said, look, at least we should become, President asks us to become, and let him, whenever reports, these reports come from the assembly or the audit report, he will implement. Mahdi was, I mean, this is not what they expect from the president, because here is this. There has been an audit report on the commission that is already there. It's established. Some of the wrongdoings have been established in that audit report.
Exactly.
Because they have asked for certain receipts and certain documentations that were not presented to them. And that report has been lying there, right? If the president, according to Mahdi, if the president is serious about transparency and holding people responsible, he would have given that report and directive to the IGP, the police, to start an investigation on this issue and call all the relevant people and let them come and answer.
Exactly.
But instead of, because according to him, the National Assembly doesn't have an actionable, they cannot, after they're investigated, they don't have an action to do.
Exactly.
And the audit report is also the same.
Exactly.
But the quickest way to do this is give it to the police to do. They have the authorities. But also something that also stood out was the Auditor General, the former Auditor General, Karamba Ture. He gave an interview to the Standard newspaper and said, the National Assembly, let's forget about all the political issues, because a lot of us, even speaking to Mustafa Kedabo, the Republic, they have done, the National Assembly was doing series of investigations before this. But sometimes when they see the directions of their investigations, they know where it is going, they delay it. We have all seen that the political tax has been played.
Exactly.
The Russian oil saga.
Exactly.
When the Republic came out and did a story and he was pointing out to the State House, the National Assembly investigation have delayed indefinitely.
Exactly.
We don't know where it is right now. What makes, some people are saying, what makes you believe that this one will not be the same?
Exactly.
But we still give them the benefit of the doubt.
Well, I mean, I'll give the benefit of the doubt. But let's say, somebody has been coming into your house. Every time they come, they steal. The second time they come, they steal. Third time they come, they steal. The fourth time they come, I mean, I think you'll be justified in chasing them from your compound. I mean, if I come and say, give him the benefit of the doubt. Maybe this time he will not. He will not steal.
Yeah.
Would you? Should you listen to me?
No, I will say.
No. I mean, so here you've just established a pattern of behavior where the government doesn't show any seriousness about investigating things. Where when people are complicit or are implicated, who are close to power, who are close to the State House, close to the presidency, these investigations don't go anywhere. Or even when the audit report does some things like the security report and other things, when they've done investigations and they find that the implications and the people who are implicated are very close to the power, at the top of the government, nothing happens. Here we know from this investigative report by Mustafa Dabo that you have the people implicated include not only the Minister of Justice and Attorney General, but also, in fact, even people close to the President. You think it will be any different from the other ones? I don't think so. The question here is, why is it taking 6 years? Why is it taking a report by an investigative journalist, to bring this, to prod the government into action? If it is truly the case that they are responsible, they care about justice and the truth, this should have happened in the past 6 years. If they are aware of it and they couldn't do anything about it, they are basically telling people that they are incompetent, they cannot run the government, and the best thing that they can do is come to the Gambian people and fess up. It's one or the other two. Either you know the truth, what has happened, and if you close your eyes to it because it was inconvenient or you were complicit, or you knew what was happening, you couldn't do anything about it.
Yeah.
But as a government, is that the position you want to take? So these are the two possibilities. Let them choose one. But the idea that a new investigation will happen again after the country has spent millions in the commissions of inquiry is just a delaying tactic. The government wanted to cover this thing up. For 6 years, they were hoping it would go away. It did not. When these brave youth went out and protested, they did everything to squash it. They couldn't. It is now becoming the topic of conversation. Now, to quiet things down, they are engaging in another delaying tactic. Let's do another commission by National Assembly. Who knows how long that will take? And then when that report eventually comes out, the government will look at things because that would be another mere opinion, according to this president. Yeah. So I think the Gambian people, I don't think, can be fooled here. If anybody prefers to bury their head in the sand, you feel free to go ahead. But here, looking at the pattern of behavior here, this government here is not serious about looking into these asset problems because they are complicit in it and they have no interest in seeking the truth and in pursuing justice.
We have not seen any member of government's name on the list that so far have been released. Even though properties have not been, the list of properties, we haven't seen that.
Yes.
But the sales of the cattle, and we haven't seen...
Well, you see, people are corrupt and incompetent, but they're also not fools. Not many of them are not going to be idiotic enough to go and have their own names in there. Yeah. So, as in the case of Batam Bedu, he didn't go and put his name on any of those things. What did he do? He benefited from his actions indirectly by ensuring that somebody else's names appeared on these records that didn't feature his name directly. But it doesn't mean he didn't benefit, because the person who he ensured got some benefit from this was somebody later ended up marrying. So who is to say that even the members of the ministerial committee didn't benefit? We don't know, because a proper investigation never happened. Yes. There have been reports that Ahmad Ba himself bought some cattle. That needed to be investigated.
But Ahmad denied those allegations.
He denied it, but that is a denial. Yeah. Fine. Let there be a proper investigation.